Es ist wieder soweit, Ladies und Gentlemen und jedes Geschlecht, das du dir noch dazu ausdenken möchtest. Er ist wieder zurück und er bringt wie gewohnt ein paar Wahrheiten mit. Hand aufs Herz, wer von euch hat geglaubt, dass diese ganze Virusnummer jetzt vorbei sei? Macht, die einmal ergriffen worden ist, wird freiwillig nie wieder zurückgegeben. Film ab.
When is the last time a government said, oh, we just need to spy on your emails for a little while. We just need to tap your phone for a little while. Oh, we just need to censor your speech for a little while. Oh, we just need to make sure you don't say hateful things for a little while. But in the future, we're going to go back. Never. Every single thing they introduce, they keep forever. And the reason they're saying we may have to go back at any point is so they can press a button at any point in the future, get everyone else locked inside their house again. You have to understand the people who are in charge of the world, the elites, are beyond money. They don't care about money. They print money on demand. Money doesn't matter to them. They have no problem destroying an economy and bankrupting millions and millions of people. It doesn't bother them. They're ultra-trillionaires. They own banks. They own the food and the air and the water. They don't care about any of this. The one thing they want more of isn't money, it's power. And this has given them the perfect excuse to tell everyone to stay in their house, otherwise face severe consequence. This is a power grab, and they're never going to give the power back. Ever. It's insanity.
Macht ist kein Mittel zum Zweck, Macht ist der Zweck. Und wie kommen die Eliten an diese Macht? Naja, sie versprechen den Leuten Sicherheit. Aber ich frage euch, ist Sicherheit wirklich das, worum es in dem menschlichen Erlebnis hier auf diesem Planeten geht? Film ab.
How much of an experiment in mass conformity for the government has this been?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, this is the common cold tied in with a power grab. And it's pretty, even I'm surprised by how quickly and how easily people have instantly cowered and said, oh, okay, all right, we'll give up our livelihoods. I mean, it's okay for me and it's okay for a few others who have money, but imagine you're sacrificing a business you've worked on your whole life for this disease, which in all reality, all the data is showing is far less deadly than anything they've ever told us it was, or far less deadly than most things you can catch on a normal day. We're never going to live life bacteria-free. We're never going to be able to wander through the world without worrying about catching some kind of virus. That's not the goal of the human experience. We need a health service which will take care of us if we're sick, which we have, and then we need to carry on with our lives and get things done. The whole lockdown is a waste of time. It's crazy.
Freiheit gegen Sicherheit einzutauschen, führt immer dazu, dass man beides verliert. Sicherheit ist kein elementarer Bestandteil des menschlichen Erlebnisses hier auf dem Planeten. Und was die ganze Lage nochmal verschärft hat, in puncto Unsicherheit, auch für die Zukunft, ist, von wem wir verarscht worden sind. Ich meine, wem vertraut man denn wohl noch am meisten? Das ist ja wohl den Ärzten. Und wenn selbst die Ärzte sich so grob irren, vor wem ist man dann noch sicher? Film ab.
Of all the organizations, before this whole COVID nonsense, before this virus, of all the organizations I thought that may be at least capable, I would have assumed it'd be the World Health Organization. Because the idea is very simple. There's no bipartisan, there's no conservative liberal. It's just doctors around the world who want to keep people alive. But it turns out they're incompetent. It turns out they get everything wrong. You have doctors from all around the world who can't even sit there and deal with the common cold in a very simple, different form without lying about whether it spreads from person to person and sending all these lies out. So they're completely media controlled and they're completely a puppet. If the World Health Organization are puppets and they're at the whims of the elite billionaires who are trying to control the world, then nothing's safe. Then any authority you can possibly name is nothing but propaganda. Before the virus, I would not have believed how deceptive the World Health Organization would be on purpose. Look at their track record on this virus. They've got every single thing wrong. These are the doctors, and they've got everything wrong from start to finish, constantly flip-flopping everything they're told to say to keep people scared and in their house. It's fake news.
Ja gut, er hat vielleicht recht, wenn er sagt, dass die Prophezeiungen der WHO so nicht eingetreten sind. Aber zum Glück wissen wir ja, dass die WHO zu 100% aus staatlichen Mitteln finanziert wird. Somit sind Privatinteressen von vornherein gleich ausgeschlossen. Seht ihr, alles halb so wild. Ist euch auch aufgefallen, dass ein ganz gewisser Typus von Mensch innerhalb dieser 2 Jahre soziale Hochkonjunktur hatte? Film ab.
I've seen though, on my allotted 1 hour of daily exercise out in the park, you see all kinds of different people, all kinds of different ages. this mask, it's become kind of a status symbol of smugness adopted by, you know, cringe normies to make themselves feel superior to you because they probably have a massive inferiority complex. I've noticed elderly people who are susceptible to coronavirus, people who have pre-existing conditions, which is fair enough, wear a mask. I totally understand that. They're not wearing the masks. The people wearing the masks are aged 25 to 40, and I tweeted about this the other day. 3 types of mask wearers, because this has become a kind of new status symbol of conformity. You've got older people who are genuinely at risk, fair enough. Then you've got people who've been so terrorized by this constant bombardment of death statistics and media hysteria about coronavirus that they think that, I'm sure some of them actually think that they can catch it just by walking outside and that COVID-19 is literally circulating everywhere in the air. You've got that category of people who've been so terrified. Then you've got this other category, and I've noticed they want to feel smug in their obedience. It's like, who can conform? Who can jump the highest when the government asks them to the most?
Oh, yeah,
and they broadcast how much better they are than you. And they don't even social distance, Andrew. If you're in the supermarket, the people wearing masks think they can ignore this social distancing stuff because they're of a higher class. Have you noticed this?
Everyone I've seen with a mask is constantly playing with it as well. I thought we weren't supposed to touch our face. They're constantly adjusting it around their nose, putting it on, taking it off. It's just they're trying to advertise to the world what a dork they are. I'm a nerd and I do everything the government says. Listen, the World Health Organization did not identify this virus in its infancy. The virus has been around for a long time. It's already spread everywhere. It doesn't affect most people. And if it does affect you, you go to the hospital. That's the end of it. The whole world is insanity. I cannot believe this has happened. We must live in some kind of simulation, Paul. How is the whole world turned off? There's not even a huge mortality rate. You'd expect for a virus that would shut down the world, I expected a zombie apocalypse.
Also jetzt mal unter uns Pastorentöchtern. War es nicht so? War es nicht genau so, dass viele Leute den Lappen einfach nur deswegen getragen haben, damit sie sich besser fühlen als die anderen? Besser fühlen. Narzissmus, Selbstdarstellung. Darum geht es doch, oder? War nicht während der größten und schwersten Atemwegserkrankungswelle, die die Menschheit jemals getroffen hat, war es da nicht so, dass das Medizinpersonal, also unsere Helden, die ja so ausgelastet sind durch den Killer-Virus, genügend Zeit hatten, eine ganz gewisse Plattform zu nutzen, um eine ganz gewisse Aktivität zu vollziehen? Ihr wisst genau, wovon ich rede. Krankenschwester, TikTok, Videos. Film ab.
TikTok nurse dancing videos. We've seen these for the past 2 months. They don't seem to be stopping. They even had one a few days ago where the nurses were carrying a mock corpse with COVID-19 written on it. They're wearing PPE, which we were told was dangerously low on stock and couldn't be misused. We were told that hospitals would be overwhelmed. Turns out that in the UK, acute hospital beds are 4 times emptier than normal. They're closing down some of these overspill hospitals because they've never been used. But they all have time to dance around and make TikTok videos. What does it say about how desperate you need to be for internet clout and the state of narcissism in Western society that this is what we're seeing?
I cannot imagine anything more disrespectful to the people who are dying in hospital of something else. Forget COVID. You have a heart attack, you go to the hospital, you die. Are you telling me, and then doctors and nurses are doing this? Are you telling me there is not a single activity they could participate in at their place of work which would be more likely to save a life than making a TikTok video? This is more than just a waste of time. It's absolutely disrespectful to the people who are there with life-threatening conditions outside of this virus that we all talk about. These people should be reprimanded severely. If I was in charge, every single person I caught doing a stupid dance would be fired on the spot. If there's ever a time in your life to take your job seriously, it's during a global pandemic. I mean, as a doctor or nurse, you should probably take your job seriously pretty much every day. But during a global pandemic, which is being advertised as saying that the world's going to turn into a war zone and everyone's losing their jobs, that's probably a pretty good time to take your job relatively seriously and not dance around like a fool. All of these people should be fired instantly. This does nothing but destroy confidence. Paul, would you trust any of those people to operate on your heart or your brain? I'm asking you a direct question after watching their TikTok. It destroys confidence in the healthcare system. Why are we paying such ridiculous taxes in the UK, getting destroyed to fund an NHS, which every single year they have to put more and more tax on for us to fund, for these people to run around and make stupid videos? This is beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke.
Tja, ja, für was nicht alles Zeit war während des schlimmsten Killer-Virus, den die Menschheitsgeschichte jemals erlebt hat. Klammer auf, natürlich gemessen an den ergriffenen Maßnahmen. An nichts anderem, aber okay. Anhand dieser Maßnahmen kann man sagen, was der schlimmste Killer-Virus, den die Menschheit jemals mitgemacht hat. Seht ihr, ich könnte die ganze Nummer bedeutend ernster nehmen, wenn nicht so viele Leute andauernd dabei erwischt worden wären, wie sie ihre eigenen Scheißregeln brechen. Seht ihr, egal welches Thema, Virus, Wettervorhersagen in 10 Jahren, egal welches Thema, sobald diejenigen, die mir das aufoktroyieren wollen, diese ganze Thematik entsprechend ernst nehmen, dann tue ich es auch. Film ab.
Talk about this Professor Lockdown, though. I talked about this earlier. The very guy in the UK responsible for being the architect of this policy, this lockdown policy, he claimed, based on his model, which has been completely discredited, 500,000 people would die in the UK if we didn't do what he said and lock down. The British government reversed its position based on his discredited model, locked down the entire country. We're still in lockdown. We're being told, oh, we might let you out for a picnic in 3 weeks. This guy behind the entire program gets caught having his mistress, who is married with 2 kids, visit him. Now he's resigned. What does it say about people who are so serious about emphasizing the need for compliance, but then they act in a totally non-compliant manner?
Oh yeah, Mr. Horny. I heard about Mr. Horny. This dude should do jail time. He shut the whole country down. Why is he not going to jail? He lied to the government, shut the country down, ruined millions of lives, and he gets to run around with his, I don't want to say that on Live on InfoWars, with his desires, and he's not facing jail time. This is a typical example of why you should never believe what the elites say. I will take coronavirus seriously when the elites take it seriously. This guy, the man who's in charge of the fake computer model, he's not concerned, so I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about rich billionaires buying beachfront property. When they stop buying beachfront property and start trying to buy all the houses on top of mountains, I'll care. But until then, I don't care, because there's nothing else but scaremongering and a power grab. That's all it is. This guy should do jail time instantly. Resigning's not enough. The worst thing about these computer models, I can come up with a computer model for anything. The numbers you put in dictates what comes out. I can type in random numbers to come up with a model. It doesn't mean anything. England could have actually, for once in its life, in recent history, did the right thing, and for once made me semi-proud to be British, left the country open like Sweden did, reach herd immunity, and prove that a country that just has a bit of common sense can continue to function, and the health system will continue to look after the people who need to be looked after. But instead, they reversed everything based on, like you said, the recommendation of Mr. Horny, who was running around breaking his own rules. Do not listen to the elites, because they don't listen. When the rich people stop flying on private jets and buying houses on the beach, care about climate change. When Mr. Horny starts staying in his house, locked up, scared to do news interviews, then you can worry about coronavirus. Until then, it's nothing but propaganda and a bid to control ordinary people.
Das ist für mich der allerwichtigste Punkt, der hier angesprochen wird. Ich fange dann an, mir Sorgen über einen Virus zu machen, von dem mir meine Regierung erklärt, dass der gefährlich sei, wenn eben jene gleiche Regierung hingeht und die Zigaretten aus den Regalen entfernt und gesundes Essen umsonst anbietet und Sport zu einer Pflicht macht. Genau dann fange ich an, diesen Virus ernst zu nehmen. Genauso wie ich irgendwelche Wettervorhersagen für die nächsten 10, 20, 30, 40 Jahre anfange ernst zu nehmen, wenn die gleichen Leute, die mir diese Vorhersagen aufstellen, anfangen, ihre scheiß teuren Strandhäuser im dreistelligen Millionenbereich teilweise panisch zu verkaufen und in die Berge zu ziehen. Dann kacke ich mir in die Hose vor den nächsten Unwetterkatastrophen. Bis dahin bleibe ich erstmal ganz genauso entspannt, wie diese Leute entspannt zu sein scheinen. Vielleicht sind sie auch einfach nur zu blöde. Ich meine, man kommt ja auch nur in solche Situationen und Positionen, wenn man so dumm ist, oder? Wer weiß. Bis dahin, Like, Abo, Glocke, Daumen, Kommentar, all das gute Zeug. und bis zum nächsten Mal.
And that's all, folks.